Sorry everybody, we're pointing downhill. Sorry about the long delay. Here we are.
Good afternoon, everybody.
My
or evening, or
whatever day it is.
Yeah.
My editor-in-chief is in New York, so it won't
lucky editor-in-chief.
it won't get edited.
Right. Do you know, I'd love to go to New York.
Yeah, my niece has been a couple of times.
I just, you know.
She went 1 year and spent New Year, in Times
Yeah.
Square. But then she went a couple of years afterwards and she couldn't get to Times Square because it was when there was all the terrorist threats.
Right, yeah.
And they actually had to take the shoes and sandals off to be inspected before they could go anywhere near, and they couldn't get to Times Square because she said it really spoilt it because the last time they'd been they were able to get into Times Square and the atmosphere was great.
I should imagine, yeah.
Anyway, they've since got married, each of them, so they don't go on holiday together anymore. I mean, Vic's not got any kids, but Louise has got 4.
Oh, well.
Which is rather a surprise to surprise to Louise. I haven't been told she couldn't have any, but she's got 4.
That's it. Well, I'd like to say thank you very much to Natalie for my lovely little arrangement. How did you know that I like green and orange together? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, she sent me purple, so she must know.
Yeah.
Mine's purple.
But no,
mine's purple. And I still haven't arranged my flowers properly.
But I do love green and orange together.
I took the cellophane off mine, not thinking that the cellophane was sort of holding them together. And the ribbon was holding them together, so I need to do a bit more arranging with mine because yours looks better now it's together. I should have left them.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you very much for that.
On.
The pen and the magazine with the miniature hooks on.
Yeah.
I think that's. Oops. I think they will come in very handy.
Well, I've got
mine in my handbag.
Yeah, I've got mine in my handbag, just in case I ever go anywhere and forget.
And I feel like it's Christmas today because Jam has given me 2 books as well. See, I'm running out of places to put all my stuff.
Well, you don't have to hang on to it like you're a bride, you can put it down.
Both of which I've admired. Jan has copies of these.
I should admit to you, see, I'm bad at birthday presents and I'm bad at Christmas presents. So people usually get presents when it's not anything. They just get presents.
We like that. We like that.
Because I forget everybody's birthdays. I'm notorious.
I know, but it's like, when I got you them tea light balls at balls, in the shape of a ball of wool.
Yeah.
And it was a case of, saw that and thought of you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it was.
So.
I mean, Sue had liked a couple of these, and obviously they're my treasured books, and I thought, well, I know she's my friend and she borrows them, and I'm thinking, I'd rather get her own. Because if it's me and I borrow things from people, I'd rather get me own because I'm always scared I'll spill something on them or whatever, or forget to give them people back, which is worse.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah.
The crochet Aaron.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of cardigans in
the
this
other one.
book.
This book's great, isn't it?
So it's a case of...
And they're both...
what do I do first?
They're both available because I only bought them last week or the week before. While Sue was on a jolly holidays.
Yes. Up in Allness in Scotland.
Yes.
Oh, it was wonderful. Might have been a long haul to get there. Driving for 7 hours.
Oh yeah, that would have knackered me.
Oh, it was fantastic. Got rid of the other half fishing every day.
Yeah.
So I could go and do what I wanted to do.
I was just slightly worried why Buster's gone in the other room.
Oh, there we are. See, I found the picture.
Well, that was the one I started, if you remember, in the green, and then I realised I wouldn't have enough wool.
Yeah.
I've done it many times, and it's a gorgeous pattern. It really is.
Yeah, it has sort of like a column cable, and then it splits into...
Yeah, and it looks terribly complicated, and it really isn't, once you get in the drift of it. And that one
That's it, and that one.
I've made that one as well. That's really
a slightly different cable pattern.
Yeah, with bubbles, so it's really nice. Yeah.
But I'm going to give it a go.
I've had that book for donkey's years, but obviously it's still well liked because you can still buy it. Yeah?
Well, that's it. But while I was on my jolly hollies, I did take the whole bag of unfinished stuff.
I did get asked that.
Yeah, I
so you've got
did
to finish
take
them all
it.
off. Yeah.
I did manage to finish one off. I don't know why, but my wardrobe currently seems to have a lot of browns in it.
Yeah.
And I've got a lovely shirt that's sort of like orangish. And I wanted
Something to go with it.
you know, a brown shawl to go with it. So, ta-da! The brown scalloped capelet
You finished
is
it.
finished.
It's finished. So how big it is. How large it is. It's great.
I know,
isn't
but they're great because when you...
have them on the drape, don't they?
Yeah, they drape really well and you can sort of rock it up, sort of scarf-wise. And just tie it. My grey alpaca one's better for this. It's got a bit more drape, but once I've blocked this out, I haven't blocked it yet.
Yeah, that alpaca one drape, it's a lot
it
finer,
just
isn't it? Yeah.
But look, you know, it just it'd go with your
with my things. Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah,
We'll have to make some.
we will.
At the moment, I'm making a headband for Jade down the road. So.
Oh,
I've actually finished the blue waistcoat that I was doing. Finished that off, except for about 300 ends to sew.
That's the only problem, isn't it? You change colour and you know, you look at the right side of the finished thing and you think, God, that's gorgeous, and you look at the back and think, oh no, it's going to take me 3 weeks.
Well,
I
saw
the ends in.
When I went past the armholes, I thought, oh, I'm on the winning streak. But I forgot I've got to increase twice in every stitch, all the way around. So that makes like the edge of it.
Yeah.
It was like going round and round and round and round and round. It took me ages. You're thinking, oh, there's only 8 more rows to go.
Yeah.
And it takes you such a long time.
Well, it was like this pattern, because like I'd got sort of to the end of the diamond shapes.
Yeah.
But I think you conveniently forget that each row after that
It goes bigger.
is longer and longer and longer.
I could never make anything like Afghani. I could do. Pram rug's about as much as I could ever get to.
Oh, well,
I did make a thing for the sofa once, for Leicester. But that was then chunky, so I won't count that.
No, it still counts.
It was only in
You have done it.
trebles or double crochets too, if you're in the US. Yeah, look at this little one.
Life of Riley.
Buster's gone to sleep and
Yes.
Gigi's now going to sleep. I mean, one lady actually, I was bad. I keep saying one lady, it's terrible. I should look at people's names, shouldn't I? I don't. She said she wished her little dog would sit like this. He would sit like this all day, apart from nipping out for a wee.
Yeah.
All day. He's an absolute...
He's a proper little person dog,
He's an absolute lapdog. That's what he's happiest.
Yeah.
He wants you to wear him like a scarf or wear him on your knee all day long. And unfortunately, I like to do a bit of crocheting in between. But I am knitting at the moment out of my big knit.
I know.
I'll show you when it's finished, I promise you. Well, if Jade doesn't get it first. I'll take a photo.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Yeah, it depends when I make it.
You'll have to show it before it goes to its new home.
Yeah, I'm bad at making videos when I don't think I've got anything to say. So.
You always find something though.
I know, but I feel as though I should be showing people me finished objects or works in progress, and I don't have works in progress really, except for the one thing I'm working on.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm terrible.
No, I'm not like
shocking.
that. I can't concentrate. I can only really do with 2 things going at once.
Yeah.
At the moment I've only got the one, I've only got the headband I'm knitting. Well, unless you count that cardigan that's got no sleeves from about 3 years ago.
Right, yes.
And I forgot where I'm up to with it, I don't know where the whole is.
The trouble is I get over-inspired, I think. And it's like, I've seen those patterns for the, you know, the cable Aran sweaters. And it's like, oh, I must start one straight away. Yeah. And I'm thinking, have I got any wool in my stash?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Not quite that bad.
And then I start it and...
My problem is I see things and I want to start them and I make myself not start them.
That's what I should do.
And then it goes out my mind. And then
Well, maybe I shouldn't do that.
It's gone, you know, and then like weeks and weeks later when I'm thinking, what shall I make next? I've forgotten that I was really into this particular pattern. And then months along the line I'll come across, why didn't I make that?
Yeah.
But I can't concentrate if I have more than... I used to have about 4 or 5 things on the go when I was in the shop. I had my shop knitting that I had to leave at the shop.
Yeah.
And I had a few things on the go here, you know. And I always had something going on the knitting machine at the time. I always had some crochet and I always had some knitting.
Yeah.
So that was always like 3 different things here. And then I always had something going at work. Which again, sometimes there'd be some knitting at work and some crochet at work. So I did, but now I can't concentrate. I have to do... And it annoys me really because I forget what it was I wanted to make. I've got some those new patterns.
Yeah.
I showed them you last time. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. And I'm looking at them and thinking, I'd like to start that one. Oh, that's a nice one. But I've also got a few that I bought a couple of months ago that I really want to start.
Yeah.
But at the moment I'm concentrated on thinking about my Etsy shop.
Yes.
And whether people want hats and scarves and things like that. So I'm afraid the cardigans, I've got 3 cardigans to list, which the weather has been so appalling. I do not feel like shivering in the garden trying to find a patch of sunshine.
At least it's not been raining.
No, not today.
It's been fine.
But
it has gone a little bit dismal. Our Indian summer is well and truly over now.
I know somebody on the TV said, what happened to the Indian summer?
Well,
and she said it came and went. And I thought, yeah, well, it did about 2 days of it, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I had a whole week in Scotland with 1 day of light rain.
Oh, that was good.
And it's really...
I would love to go to Scotland and know it's not going to rain. So I'm like the prophet of doom as soon as I put my nose over the border. So don't ever invite me to go with you because the minute my nose goes over the border, the rain starts. And I don't know what there is about it. People can go the week before me, people can go the week after me. And get beautiful, beautiful weather. And yet I go and it rains.
I must admit, we do tend to be very lucky.
I've seen
because we've had
heather.
some really good weeks in Scotland.
I've seen more wet loch lomans and wet heather. And deers as you tried to, stags or whatever they are, trying to peer at them through the mist because it's been raining.
We had deer in the garden of this cottage we were staying at. Every morning, and I think it was twice or 3 times.
Yeah,
there was the stag, and he was a big man. He was a big stag,
big horns, and everything,
proper antlers. Oh, it was amazing to, being amongst it.
I've seen them in the distance in Scotland through the rain.
Oh no, it came right into the garden, but the house we were staying at was remote.
Yeah, so they used to feed them or something. Yeah. Is it just a holiday cottage or was it?
Yeah, it was a holiday cottage, but it was next to the owner's main house.
That's what I mean. Maybe the owners feed them.
Yeah, but it was gorgeous.
My
Listen to that snoring.
My auntie, when she was alive, she lived in Scotland. It was when Lossiemouth, they had all the Americans in there, the submarines. She was the same. She lived in her cottage, and she used to let the cottage off next door long term.
Yeah.
To the servicemen who were in Scotland. Yeah.
Well, this was purely a holiday cottage because they can make loads of money.
Yeah, but she used to have a roaring trade because she was an Aran. She was a beautiful Aran knitter. Her tension was superb. Absolutely. Whenever I wanted an Aran, I used to get my auntie to knit me one because she, they were like almost like on a machine. She was so neat.
Yeah.
And she used to do very well selling them, because the Americans would take them home with them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'd be there for a while and then they'd keep changing the personnel, so a cottage was always full of somebody.
Yes. Some
family or other, but they'd be there maybe a year or something and then they'd get deployed and then somebody else would come in. And so she used to, they'd buy a sweater and then they'd show it on the base or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she was never stopped knitting Aran sweaters.
Oh, that's good.
I bet they're still around. I bet there's some in America still, and my auntie's sweater's still around.
Well, I know I stopped off we stopped off on the way up for some lunch, but I stopped off on the way home because I came home on my own because I had to pick the cats up and everything. And in Pitlochry there was sort of like a traditional Scottish wear, if you would, and they had lovely arons and some gorgeous kilts.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know.
My son got married in a kilt, did I tell you?
Yes, I've seen the evidence.
Yes.
I've seen the pictures.
I don't think you can get in it at the moment. I don't even know he's still got it. It's not something you would take to Spain.
No.
He maybe still has it. It's maybe stored somewhere.
As they say, men in kilts. Well, hey.
Oh, he looked really. I mean, he wore his kilt more like Axl Rose.
Yes.
Than, you know, the traditional Scottish way. He had his big Doc Martens on and a leather waistcoat when he got married. But he had a biker's wedding, I should say that. And it was a fantastic day. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to. Everybody just came as they were, on the bikes and stuff. And instead of like having nitty little sandwiches and that, they had big biker stews, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great wedding. Paper plates, so there was no washing, we just threw one away.
Yeah.
It was a great wedding. Everybody still talks about it. It must be, 10? How long has he been married now? 10, 12 years? I don't know. Can't remember.
Right.
So I'm sure it's more than 10. Because my niece has been married more than 10 now. And he was married before my niece. Oh,
right.
Gosh. Time flies. It does, you're right. I'm feeling extremely old. Children I used to babysit for, you know, they're 21 and 22. And,
yeah.
Oh, I feel very old.
I try not to think about it, full stop.
I try not to, yeah. I'm really 40, you know, I just lie about my age.
Well, I know when people say, oh, how old are your children? And I think, do I have to admit to them big?
Do you ever remember that series
30, when her Hazel turned 13, it was like, 30?
Do you ever remember
it's never been 30 years.
That series with Wendy Craig called Butterflies?
Yes.
And she used to knock off 10 years off her kids. I think they were teenagers. She used to say they were 7 and 9, didn't she, or something? Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. She never said they were. And then she used to slip up and say they were driving. I could say my son was maybe 28 or something like that.
Yeah.
I tell you, I feel as young as they come until I get up.
Yeah.
And then, well, I'm still wearing my shoulder support. I think I'm wearing something weird and wonderful again. It's doing me a lot of good. Can't beat a bit of neoprene. Because you've been having trouble with it.
I know.
But Sue's different, she's got the other shoulder. I'm surprised if it was a crochet related injury. I would have thought it would be my right shoulder.
I could sort of like almost accept that because of the amount of crochet we do.
Yeah.
But I know mine isn't.
No, well mine isn't. Mine's from having fractured my collarbone on my shoulder. I've got a big lump on my shoulder here. I have terrible trouble carrying, shoulder bags.
Right, yeah.
Because my shoulder's so short there. That when I'm wearing a cardigan, I always finish up with like one sleeve longer than the other. And the sleeves are the same length, knit, crocheted. But because my shoulder here is shorter there than the other one is, my sleeve hangs lower down. That's because I fractured my collarbone twice.
No, I'm sure mine's the way I sit in my chair at home. I'm going to have to change it.
I tend to sit on an angle all the time. I'm doing it now. Instead of sitting
I'm sort of like leaning over.
Instead of sitting back, I've got such short legs. And when I sit back in the chair, I'm like laid down. Which doesn't do my back any good because my back's not supported. So I tend to sit forward in my chair with a cushion behind me and then somebody sits behind me.
He's doing you a favour, isn't he?
On my cushion.
Yeah.
And so I can't lean back in the chair if I want to. Oh, who woke you up there? We didn't have the postman to bark at today because he went past.
No, there's nobody there, Gigi.
Oh, I don't have to have anybody there. He's guardian of the flies.
Right.
We've been plagued with them fruit flies. I actually caught one yesterday.
Man, it's only been the past week or so that we've had really low temperatures.
Yeah.
You know.
But fruit flies are the bane of my life. I don't know where they come from. You know, they're all in my kitchen and the fruit's in here. But,
they just appear, don't they? It's
yeah. And guess what I forgot to do? Set the time. So if you hear it go beep,
right.
let me know.
That's it, because we're having a proper good rabbit today, aren't
But we don't have to edit if it goes off, do we?
No.
We're famous for that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be us, would it?
No.
We'll set her on out.
And then carry on waffling.
Yeah, just in case we get cut off. Bye. This one is snoring away. I mean, you probably can't hear him over there, but he's absolutely snoring.
He was, I mean, he's sort of like going now, eyelids are going, but
Yeah.
they were tight shut before. And
It's like having my own little hot water bottle.
yeah.
I think that's why they had lap dogs, didn't they, in the past? To keep the ladies, the older, and I don't mean older ladies, I mean in the olden times,
Yeah.
ladies, where they didn't have heating in the castles and that, they used to have lap dogs to keep them warm. He does,
Makes sense.
He certainly does keep him warm.
Yeah.
He likes being warm. He's from Brazil, is he from?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Is he a Chihuahua?
Yeah, he's a Chihuahua.
Well, they're in Mexico.
Mexico, that's it. I know it's
Yeah.
somewhere hot that they're from, aren't they?
Originally, yeah.
He reminds me of a little fox.
He does a bit, yeah.
Little foxy face, yeah. He's got tiny, tiny little feet. You can tell he's never going to be a big one.
I know when you see puppies and they've got paws like dinner plates, and
Yeah,
you think, what, you know, they've got to grow into those paws, haven't they?
Yeah, well, when we got Sky, well, not me, but Orion got Sky, the Rottweiler, she was only a tiny little thing, but she had massive paws. And you're thinking, ooh, she's going to be big. But she hasn't grown as big as I thought she would, actually.
No.
She's quite small as far as Rottweilers go. I mean, like, the male Rottweiler's grown much, much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sturdy.
Yeah.
She wants to barge into, she knocks you flying, but... I mean,
but she is sweet, though,
Oh,
isn't
I mean, she doesn't do it on purpose.
No, she is sweet.
She just doesn't know her own strength, and she'll come galloping up to you and she doesn't stop. You
Yeah.
know, she crashes right into you. But she's, they call her the tank. But
she's a lovely dog.
I do miss them, and I
Yeah.
miss Poppy. Oh, my son's 2 dogs, yeah. I miss our Poppy. I mean, you think I had 4 dogs in here for a while. And
That's it, and then sometimes when there's just you and Buster, I bet you...
yeah, he's very quiet, because he's a very
Yeah.
quiet dog now. He never used to be. He used to be, oh God.
I knew he's an old chap now,
Yeah,
isn't
he used to be playing all the time. Driving everybody crazy, squeaking a ball all the time. I bought him a ball with a squeaking. You know, by the end of the day, you had to hide it, because all he could eat was all day long.
My granddaughter's just got a new toy.
Yeah.
And you know it's all frozen these days.
Yeah.
Well, is it Elsa? And it's sort of like a figure,
Yeah.
but the skirt comes out like a bell,
Yeah.
and it has a wheel on the bottom. And it's one of these that you set it going, and if
Yeah.
it bumps into anything, it goes a different direction.
Oh, yeah.
But the trouble is, it sings, "Let It Go." I think it's wearing thin with everybody but said child.
Loves it, yeah.
Oh no, not again.
I can always remember Christmas morning. He'd get up very early, Harry. And then he'd come downstairs and he'd say, "Father, Christmas has brought me a fire engine, or he's brought me an ambulance, or he's brought me a police car, whatever it was. And he's not brought me any batteries again." But we used to hide them.
I had a thought about getting my own back.
Yeah.
You know, like grandparents buy grandchildren drums and what have you.
Yeah.
When I was in Pitlockery,
Yeah.
they had children's bagpipes. Oh, I was tempted. Oh boy, I was tempted.
Ian used to always say to his granddad, "Don't buy me any trumpets, granddad, because my mum steps on them." And I promise you, I never do it on purpose, but he would leave them lying around the floor. And I'm very clumsy. I don't know, it's because I've got a big bust, but I can't see anything.
No, but I just thought, ooh, children's bagpipes. They sound like fun.
I used to say that to my dad. Do you buy him things musical on purpose to drive us round them then? No, but every Christmas Eve we used to take all the batteries out of everything because we knew he'd get up about 4 o'clock.
Oh.
And then Alan used to say, oh, it's a good job I've remembered to buy batteries any Father Christmas has forgotten them. So,
well, Father Christmas has so much of everything else to remember.
But we didn't fancy like at
No,
4 o'clock
not
in the
at 4
morning.
o'clock
No,
in the morning.
no. It was the same when we bought him an electric organ that time. We didn't put the plug on it until we got up in the morning. Oh, we're such cruel parents. But yeah, I didn't want.
Good idea, that.
I know, but can you
I
imagine
shall mention it to my children.
the poor old neighbours if you do it
Oh.
on the electric organ at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, this, Happy Christmas would not have covered it, I don't think.
No.
So, I mean, we used to always laugh because, you'd always know who bought a new bike in the street because they'd be riding up and down. And it was amazing how many air horns stopped working by the time it was Christmas Day night.
Yeah.
Because they'd just go up the street with a finger on them. And Alan used to lie in bed and think, oh God, who's bought a horn on the bike,
It is only one day in the year though, isn't it?
I know, but it was amazing how many times the batteries got lost, I think, on them horns. But has it switched itself off?
I don't know.
Well, just in case it hasn't. Bye. Can you switch it
Again?
off? Can you switch it off?
Say goodbye every 5 minutes.
Yeah, goodbye.